Hey, Mr. Sharf. My name is Chris, and this is my presentation on my analytical report. And before I start, I want to preface by saying this is my second day with Invisalign, so I kind of have like a lisp thing going on, and yeah, so I'll try to work through it. Anyways, for my report, I decided to look at the best career to choose following a degree in finance. Um, this is super relevant to me because I'm majoring in finance and there's like so many options after graduation. So I kind of just wanted to look at a couple career paths and see the pros and cons of each one, and it's really helped me kind of shed light on that. The three career paths I chose for this report were asset management, investment banking, and private equity. All three of these careers are honestly really similar. Um, you're providing value for clients and trying to get a return on investment. Um, Asset management, you really look at your clients' financial goals, and that's how you invest. In investment banking, you like purchase a product on behalf of the clients. And then in private equity, it's probably the most different in that you're involved in like raising funds and you're more on the operational manager side of business. So that's really cool in its own way too. Um, Between these three, my final recommendation is asset management, strictly because it has by far the best work-life balance. In investment banking, well, in most finance careers, you work crazy hours, but asset management had like the lowest with the average of 50, and I think that's very important in a career to like. For me, the most important thing would be like not spending too much time there. Um, Also, asset management has by far the highest projected job growth. So, in like 10 years from now, it'll probably have the highest demand, which also makes it a really appealing career. Um, the criteria points I looked at for this were starting salary, employment and job prospects, work life balance, and opportunity for salary advancement. So, for the first criteria point, I looked at starting salary, and investment banking won this category by a lot. The average starting salary of investment bankers were anywhere from 150,000 to 200,000, um, which is double the starting salary of asset management and around 50,000 more than private equity. So the second criteria point I looked at was employment and job prospects. Um, for the employment, all three of these career paths had very, very low unemployment rates, which means like you can find a job essentially in any of them. So I didn't really factor that in too much since they're all really safe careers. Um, what I did look at for this category was the projected job increase. And in this category, asset management really shined with the 17% projected job growth rate in the next 10 years. And that was double the rate of investment banking and triple the rate of private equity. So asset management won that criteria point. The third criteria point I looked at was the work-life balance. This is essentially just like how many hours on average you're going to be working in each field. Um, like I said at the start of this presentation, asset management won this category with an average of 50 hours. This is way lower than the average in investment banking, which is 80 hours, which is absolutely insane in my opinion. And then private equity also has a high of around 70 hours worked per week. So asset management won this category. Um, for the last criteria point, I looked at salary advancement, and this was just looking at the trend of being in that particular career for around a decade, and then seeing what the top earners make. So in all these career paths, after like 10 years in the field, you usually become a director or manager of some sort. And that's the salary I was looking at for these three different careers. Private equity one, with the top earners making an average of $2 million a year, which is pretty good. But investment banking came second with 1.5 million, and asset management was last with 1 million, which is still good. But private equity won this category. And if you look at page 5, 6, and 7 of my report, you can see like a more detailed graphic for each career of what you'd expect to make with each raise. In conclusion, investment banking won this criteria point. Finally, for my final recommendation, it would be asset management, just because you have the best work-life balance. It has the best future job prospects, and even though it makes less than the other two fields, it is still lucrative, and I would be happy making the reported salaries in that field. So thank you for your time, and thank you for the semester. Bye.